Welcome to the Numerology and the Astrology for March 5th, 2021. If you add all those numbers together, you get the number 13, and if you add the 1 and the 3 together, you get the number 4. The number 4 is the number of neutral mind. It's a number of communication, negotiation, and diplomacy. It's all about balance and peacefulness and cooperative endeavors. It is a number that is the number of the psychologist, the therapist, the person who is trying to mediate conflicts or bring two opposing sides together. And so the number 4 indicates that it is time to depend on those kind of 4 strong walls that we have constructed in our world that help us find peace, relaxation, and harmony. Everyone needs a day to stop and rest. We cannot just keep going like a machine. We have needs that go beyond the obvious and beyond our jobs. We have simple needs, such as lying in green grass, sleeping in a hammock, walking on the shoreline, and playing with the dog. Sometimes in the rush of life, we forget the simple things that make a human life have meaning. It is not our accomplishments that bring us contentment, but those small moments of togetherness, connection, and feeling as we are one with the universe. Think of what you will want to remember when you are dying. That's a great way to look at this. I want to remember running in the field after a triple rainbow just outside Creede, Colorado when I was 8 years old. I will remember cooking the trout we caught out of the stream in the massive cast iron skillet over a roaring fire. I will remember my mother singing to me when I was sick. I will remember the adventures to Peru and the children following me in the streets as I gave out gifts to them. I will remember almost dying on the Inca Trail with my sister as she gives me the last of her water while we are making jokes about begging for water once we get back to the main trail. I will remember falling in love with people, animals, clothing, costumes, and most of all, life. That is what brings balance in life. The chaos will always be in this dimension of existence, but when we have the discipline to stop and be fully present in the beauty of life, that is how we learn balance. The astrology today. Friday and most of the day Saturday are influenced by a Sagittarius moon, perfect for social interactions and in-depth philosophical discussions. I prefer to walk in nature and discover the innate peacefulness of my soul. We are seeking truth in a more natural way. As we strive to find the organic flow, we can also discover something deeper, a place of surrender and acceptance. The moon will conjunct the south node and the sun will also make a square pattern to it, and this can make us fall back into old habits and comforts. Just be more aware if they really serve you, or if you want to become more than that, more than the habits that have been in your past, and maybe those habits need to be released. As we are in the last quarter of the moon in the evening, it will also square the sun in Pisces. It is time to sort some big things out. Significant progress is possible, but it will require a mature eye and a willing heart. My quote for today. Each of us has organized and prioritized information in ways that make sense to us. That does not mean that others will understand it or accept it, but it will potentially awaken something within us that is special and essential for us to continue to grow and evolve in future lifetimes. And my blog for today. I am noticing many things in this process with my uncle's estate and navigating all the paperwork and the legal jargon, a pattern that I have always seemed to have in my life that was challenging when I was young, and it has to do with sort of visual overwhelm. Perhaps it's because I am visually noticing so much that then needing to focus on just words, primarily legal or complicated patterns of words, becomes difficult, hard to concentrate, and frustrating. Even when I was in school, I learned that the teachers would pretty much tell you everything that you needed to know in the classroom. All you needed to do was to listen, remember what they said, and apply what they discussed. And you would have it all perfectly arranged. I had a sort of photographic memory around sounds, and I still have it to this day. If I have called someone a few times and their answering system says the same words over and over again, I can repeat them like a parrot instantly with the syntax and the intonation. It is a great way to remember phone numbers, actually. All I have to do is recall someone's voice message, and I have the number. When I did all the NLP courses many years ago, I recognized that I'm an auditory learner, but I'm extremely visual, and so I notice things that others do not, such as colors of auras, the thickness of auras, guides, and angels in the space, subtle nuances of eye clues, expression, body language, etc. While on a visual level, according to the NLP people, I am a highly visually advanced person, but when it comes to learning something new, I am dominant in the auditory way. Even when I was a child, I recognized it was easier to remember things if I put them to a song, a rhythm, patterns, and syntaxes. I can still remember everything that I put into any sort of song or rhythm. And also as a student, I would read to myself out loud. So if I read what was in the book out loud, then I actually retained it. And perhaps that's why ballet seems so natural. Once music, movement, and memory combined in my brain, I just can't forget those passages or sequences. I noticed that same pattern in a lot of dancers, actually. When I went to the Berlin Ballet reunion many years ago, all the little swans remembered the entire Little Swan sequence without rehearsal. Instantly, the music started and off they went. The muscle memory was still there. It is as if the sound takes the body over and it reaches into the past and brings forth that which exists in the memory. I think that is why music is so powerful. It transcends time and space. It reaches backwards and brings that feeling and nuance forward into the present and carries it further into the future. I wonder at all the varieties of learning and memory and expression in life. I wonder at the reasoning that mine works the way that it does. I know that each of us chooses our DNA and our patterns within life to learn many things. It's often hard to explain to others why we know certain things or how we come to conclusions. There are many unique ways to gather up knowledge and wisdom. I marvel at the lawyers that can make sense out of the jargon that seems so confusing to me. I am sure they wonder at how in the heck I can do what I do also. It is a strange and wondrous world in which we live. Each of us has organized and prioritized information in ways that make sense to us. That does not mean that others will understand or accept it, but it will potentially awaken something within us that is special and essential for us to continue to grow and evolve in future lifetimes. Thanks, everyone.